Yeah, he did. He did a thing with like he like tossed a whip at a bunch of people one time.
That's right.
Well, let me just go ahead and toss our. No, not today. Yeah, we're just gonna go right ahead. So last time, let's see.
You are echoing, sir.
Yeah, I think I'm echoing through Alvisstavver.
Okay.
You might need to watch your speakers. Oh, really? All right. Yeah, you might be able to like turn up the input threshold in Discord, and that'll probably help.
It's
Good,
fine.
good.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I can't hear me anymore. So last time, quite a bit happened. We spent quite a while in Fort Maricus, running around, trying to help Zeihmar with his new, you might say, enlightening discovery about his personal biology. I assume we're all excited and okay with the events that have happened in.
Do we have a choice?
Body.
I mean, you're the DM, right?
Well, yeah, but you can decide if you're excited about it. Soriana promised to continue to keep looking into it, and in the meantime, you all decided to set out on a quest to investigate a site that had been found on the far edge of explored territory. There is a small lake that is experiencing some weird shifting event, most likely shifting anyway. We make these assumptions in this line of work, and the scouts who found it wanted to send somebody over, as always, in case it explodes or turns into a billion monsters. That's why you're here. En route, it was a pretty uneventful trip. Zeihmar had been keeping his issues under control until the three of you encountered a large, very sharp, rabbit-like creature.
Hypno rabbit. Yep, hypno bunny.
Yeah, with shockingly enticing eyes patterned on its ears. It did quite a number on the three of you, but collectively you managed to fend it off, not kill it. But it fled from you. So where we left off was you guys are 2 hexes out from your destination, and you are about to set up your camp for the night. So we haven't done any of like the day-to-day business. We haven't taken your short rest yet. So now is the time for us to do that. So you guys can figure out how you're going to set up your camp, what you're going to do about food, watches, all that stuff, and then we'll take your short rest. I'm not going to make you roll a random encounter for this one because we're going to move on, and I think that one might have been your encounter anyway that you already got. Yeah. Yeah. It's it's close enough. Very good. Yeah. All right. What is everybody else doing as you get your camp ready? Now, obviously, you're all a little scratched up and whatnot, but sunset is here, so your camping needs are necessary.
I can take the second watch.
I'd just be setting at my camp or my tent far enough away from the campfire that Zeihmar felt comfortable.
All
I
right.
don't want to get too close to the open flames.
That's true. Okay, and then for food, will you all be eating your rations?
Yes, I will.
Yeah.
All right. Please do so. And now, you may go ahead and do your short rest. So what that means is you can spend your hit dice that you have one at a time from your pool. You roll the hit die, add your Constitution modifier, and you heal that many hit points. You can do them one at a time, and then you can do them as many times as you want. So if you want, you can spend all 4, or just get to whatever you feel comfortable with as a topped off level.
We just clicked the D8.
Yeah. You should just click like where it says hit dice or the D8 itself. Yeah.
Okay.
One of those, whichever highlights. You do. And also, you can click the short rest button on your character sheet, and it will autofill any of your short rest abilities. I think Zeihmar might be the only one who used any of those.
Wait a minute, what?
Any abilities that recharge on a short rest.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa!
Holy crap!
Is that how that works?
Well, yeah, you rolled all 4 of them. I mean, you can get 41.
Yeah, that's what I wanted. I think
Okay.
I have a max of 44, so I'm just gonna go to that.
Yeah, that's ideal in that case.
I don't just overheal naturally, right?
That's correct, but you're at full now.
Yeah, good.
Now, do keep in mind that you only regain half of your hit dice on a long rest. So, Zeihmar, once you get your long rest, you'll only have 2 back for next time.
Okay, good. You might have to remind me, but good to know.
Yeah. Well, we just make sure we only hit the long rest button once, and then it will fill in your half. Nice.
I'm
Yeah,
10 off of full, but I think I'll just roll 1 more and not all 4.
Yep, up to you guys. Whatever you feel comfortable with. This is where the real war game tactics come in. Ugh. Yeah. If you want to go tracking, yeah.
How many days were we on the road?
2.
Okay, so we should have eaten 2 rations now. Because I don't think I took any off.
Yeah, you all would have been topped off at 3 to start. Give me a survival for tracking. See if you can find anything around here. Yeah. So you're coming up on a woods. So you would encounter like turkeys and stuff around here. You've seen a couple of them on your hiking. How do you want to? Well, let me see. Tell me how you want to. So you haven't found one yet. So how do you want to go about finding one from? What you've found are like the occasional discarded feathers and a few just like heavy bird tracks in the mud. Okay. Yes, of course. All right. Why don't you give me another survival check, and this will represent how well you can uh, approach these creatures. All right. So you do spot a what you assume is an adult turkey alone. But your low survival check will make me ask you for a stealth check to react to it being a little closer than you expected and have Alvisstavver avoid alerting it to his presence. I think a 13 is okay. It's a bird. It's not super observant. It hasn't noticed you in the light brush where you are. What would you like to do? Do you have a ranged weapon? Well, I'm imagining Alvisstavver is maybe like 30 feet away from this creature right now. It would be difficult for him to get closer with the level of stealth that he's achieved. All right, let's see it. I'm going to tell you the magic number is 12. Oh! Oh no.
Ouch.
All right, so you bury your dagger in the dirt adjacent to the bird. And the bird squawks and starts to sprint away. Well, I mean, Do you have anything else that you can do? Which spell would that be? If you want to pop your spell on a turkey, it won't be able to get out of range before your next turn, so... Alright. Oh well. You pick up your dagger and return. You think you must have caught it between prime bug chewing spots? Maybe. Alright. Maybe next time. So, has everybody completed their short rest that they wanted to do?
I have.
Yeah.
Great. All right. The next day. So as always, your first hex is free. So I think we could just move you guys straight over to the location, which is right here. Agreed?
Okay.
All right.
Sounds good to me.
Then we will move you to this map. Let me just make sure I've got it all ready for you. All right. What you see as you approach the site that you were informed about is real quick before I give you the full description and everything. Zeihmar, can you make me a Constitution saving throw?
Thought I had my character sheet pulled up. God damn it.
All right. You're not feeling too down today.
Do I
You feel
still have
good.
the level 1 exhaustion?
No, you are not exhausted today.
Okay.
Yeah. This particular effect is kind of a binary state.
What does that mean?
That means normally exhaustion requires a long rest to remove, but I've done something special.
Okay.
Yep. Using the exhaustion mechanic to portray a certain narrative device. So what you see, so you make your way through the woods down animal trails and similar, and eventually reach, you follow a stream to the river, to the lake that you were told about. When you get there, you see that the surface is calm, but for an occasional ripple that comes out from around the center on some sort of pattern. It seems very regular and without source. And in the air above you and all around you, all throughout this lake area and the shoreline, are large spheres of water floating, fairly stationary, anywhere from 10 to 30 feet off the ground or the water level.
Are they floating undisturbed? They just kind of chilling?
Correct.
Floating?
Yep.
Huh. Is there anything notable about the big one? Or is that just a matter of distance?
Why don't you make me a perception check? And everybody can do it if they want.
Sweet.
Ah, never mind. Naia wins.
Naia.
I was gonna pull up the character sheet again. Never mind.
So Naia, you spot a few things. One, there's definitely some kind of like stone object in the biggest bubble. But two, you notice this is something that would be easy to notice, especially now. But you notice two very different creatures, but both with wings, struggling inside the orbs over here, like on the edge of the lake, and both of them are partially submerged, as though they've been caught in these orbs.
But the orbs are off the ground, right?
Yep.
Okay, so this is
Water.
yeah. So this, I have to kind of remind myself that this is not a bubble of air floating above the water. It is a bubble of water floating above the water.
Yep.
So are these two creatures in danger of drowning? Is that what it looks like?
Actually, they look like they're both about to break out of the bubbles individually.
All right, so that'll be interesting to observe. And the big one there with the stone inside of it, how far is that off the ground?
That one's about 15 feet up. And it seems to be the one where the ripple originates from under that one.
And what are the shadow things in two of the bubbles that are not apparently stone? Those two.
Yeah, Alvisstavver was going to investigate one over here, which is why he walked over that way.
Yeah, so since you got such a good perception roll, you discern that this object and this object appear to be boulders.
Okay, so we're dealing with rocks here.
But this object is distinctly man-made.
Yeah, like worked stone or marble or something.
Neat.
Do we have any sense?
Can I discern if it's any kind of economic stone?
What do you mean?
Something that would be used in architecture or in art. I've gotten fairly close to this one. I'm not gonna like go directly under it or in its shadow. I'm gonna stay right by the tree line. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it. But
okay. Give me a history then.
Okay. Shit.
It looks like a boulder to you.
Okay.
Nothing special about it.
All right.
Once these bubbles are in the air, are they wind-driven at all?
They don't appear to be moving right now.
So the ones down here that look like they are over land,
Yeah,
are they bubbles of land or are they bubbles of water?
they're bubbles of water.
Okay.
Interesting that you point that out. Alvisstavver goes on the other side of the tree, but sort of peeks from the other side, still looking at it, kind of.
And what's the diameter of these things?
It's pretty cool.
Can we use the, like we've got X number of squares in a bubble?
Yeah, you can use that accurately.
So the small ones are 10 feet across?
Uh-huh.
Damn.
That's some big friggin' bubbles.
Yeah, if only we had Nimbus here to control the water.
I know. Does the water appear to be displaced? I mean, this is especially the big one is quite a large volume of water. Does the lake appear to be displaced by the amount of water that's in the air right now? I mean, can we tell? Is there any way to?
I can poke it with my mage hand.
Make sure you get out of the way.
I think that would be something you can tell with a nature check to see if you can figure out how the lake is supposed to be.
A what check? A
Nature.
check.
Apparently, I couldn't figure anything out.
I'm in the same boat.
There's a muddy bank, but it's unclear if that's normal or not.
Shit, there's no appraisal skill anymore. Damn it, never mind. Could I use a roll on insight? And my idea is that I know how much barrels of water are weight-wise because my guild, or at least members of my guild, have to transport liquids. So could I roll an insight for maybe a rough estimate?
Of like how much water is in these bubbles?
Yeah, is in these bubbles, and then I could go, it must weigh something like this. It would be an estimate. It wouldn't be like I know.
Yeah. Okay. Make that a intelligence perception check.
Intelligence perception, so +2 instead of the.
Plus intelligence, plus your perception proficiency if you have it.
Okay. So 2 and 2. I'll just roll perception then, and then add 2. No, that's only a 7. Crap. I had an idea, and then I lost it. Those are pretty cool.
There's so much of it that it would be hard to mentally fit in the number of barrels. It's a large number. It's definitely a large number. It's enough that it would be difficult for you to conceptualize with these shapes.
Is that an actual griffin over there, by the way? Or is that just the token?
Well, if Verde knows it's a griffin, then I think I can tell Alvisstavver it is a griffin that is currently breaking free of this bubble. As you all ponder.
He exclaims out loud as he looks over his shoulder to see those animals one moment. He goes to the other side of the tree, but you can see that he exclaims a bit louder than he means to. Holy fuck, that's a griffin!
Would anybody like to react to that?
I'm pointing at it.
I would have just been casually looking around at all the bubbles before, but after hearing that, I would have shot awake and looked up at where Alvis is pointing, grabbing my weapon just in case.
I do have my animal friendship and animal communication spells primed for this trip.
Aren't griffins intelligent creatures? Alvisstavver wouldn't know that. Sorry, actually. I don't know.
We'll see if Alvisstavver knows that.
Well, I don't know. Is a griffin considered a monster, or is it considered a beast?
I think that can be given information.
I mean, I can go look it up, but
griffins are unnatural monstrosities.
Ah, okay.
I only know things about them from fairy tales. The Knights of Waterdeep ride on them.
Now,
I don't think anything's going to be riding on this one, because by the time it gets out of there, it's going to be PO'd.
Well, what happens now is both of these bubbles simultaneously burst, and the griffin attacks this other creature, and both of them collide in the air and land on the bank and begin fighting. Or you think maybe they're continuing a fight that they were in the middle of previously?
Oh. I'm going to move over here.
I cast sleep.
Ooh, 27 hit points.
Go to bed.
Well, you know what? Let me have the griffin attack this thing first. We'll see if that brings its health low enough.
Thank you. I appreciate this.
That's a good roll too. Ooh. Well, that 9 brought it down by a bit. Yeah, as soon as the griffin has this thing like pinned to the ground with a talon, and you cast sleep on both of them. The griffin doesn't react even at all, but the creature on the ground instantly falls asleep.
Of course.
The griffin doesn't react?
Of course it's
What?
not.
Oh, okay.
Or at least I don't think it would.
It's immune to being charmed?
Well, you think it probably just had too much health. The smaller creature was the weaker one at this time.
Can we identify that smaller creature at all? I can't tell from the token.
Yeah, give me a nature.
It's a what?
Give me a nature check.
Shit, I can't remember if there's a specific way you're supposed to approach griffins so that they don't fuck you up. Like mountain lions or bears.
Naia, you don't know what that thing is. It's some kind of weird, like, goat-headed bird.
Okay, that's what the token looks like.
Yeah.
Is that a survival or a nature check? To remember
To identify it?
No,
nature.
remember the standard procedure for a griffin so that it doesn't kill you. Or what you do during a griffin attack.
I will
Animal
let
handling?
you pick.
Actually,
no, you know what? Animal handling.
Jesus Christ, I have 0 on that. I have no idea what to do. At least I didn't roll a 1, so I didn't do exactly the opposite.
I would give it a wide berth. I have 4 points in animal handling, and I would still give it a wide berth.
I'm going to throw my cloak over me.
It came out of that bubble test, so...
I'm going to throw my cloak over me, cast prestidigitation so that the outside of my cloak looks like a boulder, and then roll stealth with advantage because Alvisstavver has stone camouflage, which means that I get dexterity advantage on my... I have advantage on dexterity stealth checks.
Alright, so while Alvisstavver is doing that, this thing looks between Naia and Zeihmar. It squawks loudly, and then it picks up the smaller creature by its neck and lifts off.
Like it just
Okie
flies
dokie.
away. Oh, okay.
They go.
Which way did it fly off?
East.
Alright.
Now, Alvis, you know that sleep is going to run off pretty soon, but they're probably out of sight over the tree line before that happens.
Did I hear it go away? Because right now I'm sort of trembling in a ball.
I think we'll leave it to the others, too. You heard it squawk loudly. So we'll leave it to the others to tell you if it's gone.
If I can't see it...
It appears to be gone.
If I can't see it, it can't see me. peek my head out of a rock. Okay, it seems to be gone. That was a griffin. We're just gonna let that go by?
Do we have an option? We're here to investigate the lake and the bubble phenomena here. I'm guessing that the griffin and its prey were kind of caught in, but I don't have a way to prove it or disprove it. In the meantime, we are unimpeded now for the purpose which we came here for.
Which is pretty good. Alvisstavver sends off his mage hand to go poke the bubble.
Alright, it kind of, it reacts similar to like a water balloon in zero gravity. So you send a ripple through the whole outside of it.
Interesting. Can it go in it? Alvisstavver backs off around the tree.
You find you can force your mage hand into the bubble, yes.
Ooh. Now, does it work the other way? I want my mage hand back. I could always dispel it, but I also want to know if I can get it out.
You do manage to pull your mage hand out.
And it doesn't explode like the other two bubbles over here did?
It doesn't explode, but it does, when you do, there's like a small splash before whatever surface tension is holding this thing together realigns.
So a mage hand can push with 10 pounds of pressure in a bubble of water, yes?
I guess so, yeah.
Naia, did you say there was a weird man-made object over in that gigantic bubble over there?
That's what it looks like. It looks like a piece of stone, marble maybe, something that has been worked into the shape of a corner piece of a wall or a counter or something.
Zeihmar.
But it looks like worked stone.
Zeihmar, do you lift?
I used to. What are you getting at?
What do you think about that stone over there? I mean, I don't know what the water's like. And he goes up to the
hey,
boulder.
lift up this rock.
Oh yeah, well yeah, that's basically what I'm saying. We could make some kind of, makeshift toboggan with the trees over here. I could probably, use some sort of chicanery to push that rock out of that bubble right there. Then we could drag it over back to the fort. What do you say?
Well, if it isn't too big, I should be able to hold it up no problem.
Well, especially if we had some kind of toboggan. I just like saying the word toboggan out of character.
Fair enough.
But I would assume that's in character too.
A sled, yes, it is in character. What do you think, Naia? Do you think the stone has any magical properties? I can't discern that. I have not learned how to handle my magic as such.
I think that we would be imputing attributes we have no evidence on. But
do you know?
I think no, I don't know. I only know that, from based on what I could see, that these three bubbles contain something. There's something in the water.
Yeah.
It's almost like a bubble of water came out of the lake, and it just like the whole thing was displaced in a bubble, and it took with it whatever was in the bubble. So it could have been a plant, or it could have been a rock, or it could have been, in this case, a piece of worked stone, which suggests something underneath the lake, maybe from a ruin. We don't know. I mean, what is worked stone doing at the bottom of a lake?
How clear is the water?
Serb?
Serb?
It's fairly murky.
Murky.
It's dirty like water.
Well, rocks and things would be at the bottom of the lake, so
Yeah.
it kind of suggests that the water bubble, if it displaced and just grabbed, I mean, grabbing is the wrong verb to use, but for the purposes of trying to wrap my mind around what this is, if it grabbed the environment, then it might have grabbed some of the ground. And when it grabbed the ground, it grabbed rock and stone, maybe plants. I mean, we can't tell because the water's murky.
Alvisstavver starts taking off his backpacks, his shoes and socks, and, basically gets down to breeches.
Alright, Alvisstavver is almost naked.
Yeah, I've never used prestidigitation in this way. But I can clean 1 cubic foot of an object. That theoretically means I could have, 1 foot of non-murky in front of my face.
Is water an object? I guess.
That is a teleological question.
All right, so if you're going to do that, then I would suggest you grab the one over on the right. It's smaller. It's over land.
But it's not worked.
Well, the thing is, if you're successful at actually popping the bubble, you won't have a rock fall on your head.
I won't have a rock fall on my head either way. I want to look at what's in the water. If I was going to get that thing, that boulder over there, I would do it from far away. I'm also wondering, though, if I could create a 5 by... so it's a non-magical object. Huh. Can I make a snorkel with prestidigitation?
I might give you the water clearing, like the cleaning, but I don't think you can make yourself breathe.
I can instantaneously create a harmless sensory effect. A puff of wind. It doesn't say I can't create a puff of wind underwater.
Yeah, but a puff of wind isn't really
a breath of air?
Of oxygen, yeah.
No?
I don't think so.
You don't make a breath of wind in the opposite direction? No, the DM has said. Okay. I'm swimming, though.
Listen, I respect your... I respect your intense creativity.
But this is getting out of hand.
But, and I want to hear you do it more.
Yeah.
But it's usually not going to work.
Oh, no, I get you. I definitely get you. So I'm doing this, but I'm staying up towards relatively the top, sort of doing the floating dead man.
All right. So you at current location, the water's very shallow. You've like dipped your toes in it.
Cool. When it starts getting deep, I want a dead man and then cast prestidigitation 3 times so I can clear 3 cubic feet in front of me.
All right. So surprisingly, at the point you're at, the water hasn't gone much above your ankles yet.
I was gonna ask, have we seen how deep the lake actually is yet?
Well, it's hard to tell because it's a bit murky. But as Alvisstavver goes, you see that it's not even coming up to his waist. It's quite shallow.
Alright, well, I'm gonna slowly wade in behind him then.
Alright.
Looking at the bubbles around us I follow.
Alright. I'm looking around. I don't see much. Send out my mage hand to go push that big ass work stone this way.
Alright, so like down right through the bubble?
Yeah.
Okay. You do that, and you use your mage hand to like grasp the top of this object, kind of tilt it a little bit.
I learned this from loggers. You can move amazing amounts of weight, you know, with as long as the thing is suspended or within water.
And it seems to obey that rule. Even as you get to the edge of the bubble, where it kind of presses against it like the edge of a balloon for just a second, before you see the stone break through, and immediately the bubble explodes in a torrent, which completely soaks you, and Zeihmar, you get splashed.
Oh my. Okay.
Now, when the pillar falls, because it falls as soon as the bubble pops, not being supported by anything anymore, it lands in the water, relatively heads up. Like it's a little tilted. You think it kind of like buries itself in whatever mud is at the bottom of this shallow lake, and there is a resounding, thunderous boom when it lands. Like, it feels like the lake itself was the top of a drum and you just slammed down the stick on it.
Huh. I wonder. So there's mud. I'm walking through mud and stuff right now. Am I?
Yeah, like mud, rocks, that sand.
Ah. Shit. If only I had a... Do I have my crowbar on me? Nope, I don't.
So it's just like lodged in the lake.
Yeah. So now this like short, like 5 to 8 foot pillar is just lodged in the muck.
How deep?
From what you saw of it, like height wise, it must only be like a couple of inches below the water line, which itself is pretty shallow.
Well, can I try to pull it out of the water then?
How big is the thing? Alvisstavver?
Yeah.
You mean the obelisk?
Yeah.
It's like 2 foot in diameter, roughly. Some kind of like worked brick pattern. You'd have to get closer to make out the details of it. And like I said, about 5 to 8 feet tall, somewhere in that range.
Should it have sank more?
Can't.
What do you mean?
Maybe.
The bottom of the lake is only a foot or 2 or 3 from the surface of the water. It's super shallow. It can't sink any more than there's pressure of land, like terrestrial pressure. It can't sink any more than there is, and it would have displaced water on the way down when it splashed, which would also have slowed that descent. So, I mean, it can only go so far as it can go.
Did you feel the rumble? Did the
boom? Yeah, I felt the boom. I heard the boom.
Was that more or less than you would expect from a giant boulder landing on top of, the ground? I would have expected it to be a little bit deader than that, and not so ringy.
Yeah.
I think I would have expected the noise to have come from
What if
the
I'm
water?
saying is that underneath all of the... No, that could be it too. Good point. Alvisstavver trails off.
Zeihmar, you wanted
lost.
to...
Yeah, I wanted to, I guess, try to move it out of the mud.
All right, so you're gonna like get the lift with your legs.
Yeah.
Okay,
Alright.
well, we might be able to do it just because the water will help bear it. But it'll take all 3 of us to do that.
Okay, so just for reference, Alvisstavver is in his underpants. Are the other two of you? Did you just like take off your boots or what?
Yeah,
What
I
did
probably
you
would have just taken off my boots, shoes, whatever you may call it.
Just boots.
After seeing
My
that
Okay.
golden clothing is quite nice.
Yeah.
I know it looks stained right now because my rat has plopped herself on it, but
No, that's fair. Naia, do you wear shoes?
No.
No, you've got big dragonborn talons.
Mhm.
Okay. Um,
And she's wearing scale mail, so
yeah. Yeah, this is short. This again, like it comes up to like Alvisstavver's thighs. This water, so it's like brushing your ankles, Naia.
Right. I mean, we're talking. The phenomena here may not be the water bubbles. The phenomena might be the shallowness of this lake, because it's so shallow.
see, what I was actually wondering is if maybe underneath all this mud and stuff was worked stone, which might explain a few things, but
Sure, there could be a ruin under here,
yeah, exactly.
but that's secondary to what we're here to investigate, which is the bubble.
So, Zeihmar, you get ready to pick this thing up. Who's helping?
I can't. I am
Me.
a weakling.
Okay. Zeihmar and Naia, you both go to pick this up. Alvisstavver, you see your two strong companions make this attempt. They both kind of hunch over, get their hands around the underside of it, and as soon as they like start the okay, lift on 3 and like stick their hands into the mud under it, both of them vanish.
Whee!
Hang on. Hang on.
Oh.
I'm trying to move you to the.
What?
I'm trying really hard to like move you guys over to this other location that I have, and I forgot how I did it.
Oh, no.
How did I do that? Did I have
Oh shit. Oh, no.
Whoopsie. Hold on. Sorry. Do I do like this?
Oh my. I need to get my equipment.
Hang on. Roll 20, move 1 player to map.
I thought you were just trying to drag us off screen.
You have to drag a player's avatar to a different map. Oh, the avatar. Oh, yeah, that's right. There you go.
The fuck?
Alright. Zeihmar and Naia, you are treading water in what feels like you are okay. So you are like waist deep in what feels like tar, and you are in a jagged pit, the tops of which you can barely see over. It's maybe like 6 feet above your heads, and you hear a pair of voices shout, "There, here it comes!" And 3 what you think to be elves, but don't look like any elves you've ever seen, approach the edge of the pit, aiming bows at you, and they look very surprised to see you.
And yet somebody said, "Here it comes."
Yep.
That's not surprised. So
Right.
while some people are surprised, somebody was not.
Okay, so the impression you get is that they were expecting somebody or something else.
Aha, okay.
Alvisstavver, what are you doing?
I typed it in right over there just so I would remember. So I ran over, I got my equipment and placed Keen on my shoulder. I ran back to the boulder And now I'm in, like, studious mode. I place
Yeah.
the small caged canary on top of the stone and watch.
All right. Naia and Zeihmar, Alvisstavver's canary pops into the pit beside you on top of the stone that you're standing next to. And when that happens, all three of the elves just kind of like jump a little bit, and they're like, another one. So they're...
Are they speaking Common, sir? Or
no.
Sylvan?
Oh, no.
They're speaking Sylvan.
Fortunately, I know Sylvan.
I would say I don't, so I guess I would have just been like seeing
Looks
them with
like
their
I'm
bows,
playing
so I'm just
translator.
sitting there with my hands up, like
Yep.
Okay.
You are both in like thick, sucking muck, by the way, and you feel like you should probably be struggling against it.
Wait, that's not 50 feet.
Well, wait a second. Before we start struggling against it, does it feel like we're being sucked down, or does it feel like it's just gross?
You definitely have a sinking feeling.
Okay. So, while Naia is treading water, or tar, or whatever the hell it is, she kind of sounds out in Sylvan, greetings. Sounds like you were expecting someone else. Could we get some help here? We mean you no harm.
Yeah. So when you ask for help, the red one looks to her two companions and like motions them to like put down their gear, and they all kind of like beckon you forward, and they're like, yes, sorry, come on, get in here. They reach down their hands to you. They like bend over and move to pull you off.
I grab the end of my 120 feet of silk rope and I place the pile on top of the stone and hold on to the end.
Nothing happens when you do that.
Shit.
Do they?
So only living things can come through?
What, yes, Zeihmar, they help you up too.
Fuck.
I mean, it kind of seems like there's a portal.
Fuck.
All right, so do we have the little cage as well?
I bear hug the stone.
All right, Alvisstavver, you pop.
I'm yelling.
So the three of them are helping Zeihmar and Naia and the little canary get out of the muck, and you both spot Alvisstavver pop into existence, hugging the stone pillar in the middle of this pit, and he is screaming. And
of course he is.
He's clearly scared.
Yeah. The yellow one like immediately picks up his bow and whips back around at the pillar. Prepared.
Naia's going to lean forward and try to grab Alvisstavver out of that tar.
You can definitely do that.
Okay, so she's going to haul his ass out of there.
You won't take me alive wherever you've taken my friends.
Hush, child.
Oh, okay.
They're friendly. They helped us out. So, shh.
Yeah, once they get their bearings, they put down their weapons again. And so these three people are again they appear similar to any elf you know. They have long faces, long ears, long limbs and fingers. They're very thin and lean altogether. They wear clothes that kind of just drape over them. But they have a intense aura about them that normal elves, even elves are weird, and elves always feel like they're like looking at you funny and judging you.
They can be arrogant, yes.
They're
But,
super judgy of people like me.
These people seem to exude just an overwhelming sense of raw emotion.
What emotion?
Well, it differs between them. The red one is like intensely warm and amicable. The green one is very, very strongly polite, and the blue one is like you feel that if this had not been a friendly encounter, there's like a bubbling savagery under a very reserved surface. But you can like you don't need insight checks to feel these things. These are just like you look at them and these are the things you are feeling from them.
And it's fairly typical of elves to have a very strong facade. Naia's learned this from her travels. She hasn't done a lot of travels, but she has done some travel in the last 10 years. And so she's learned that elves have a facade that they show the world.
Yeah. And I mean, most notable about them is that they're extremely colorful, which are not usually what elves are, especially not bright red and bright blue.
Is that their clothing or is that their skin?
All of them. Like they're each one of them is like a straight primary color: hair, skin, clothes, all the way.
Okay. All right. Interesting.
Okay.
So can we?
Oh yes, let me get you on
I prefer to work with this in Sylvan, but it makes me wonder. I just have a bunch of things kind of running through my mind, because it does seem apparent that they were expecting someone, but not us. So then it makes me wonder who they were expecting.
Yeah, so they...
and how in our world.
They beckon you away from the pit, first of all. They say, come on, we should... if we're going to talk, we should do it away from there. This one stays back.
There's a little log in front of me.
Alvisstavver gives the one that
yes,
stays back a nod if he pays him any kind of mind. Or pays him any kind of mind.
He does the same.
Okay. Thank you very much for helping us out. That was unexpected. Unexpected for us to arrive here. It seems that you were not expecting us either, so sorry if we gave you a start. But thank you very much for getting us up. And so, hi. We are expeditionists, and we apparently have stumbled into a portal, and we did not know that. We have no idea where we are. We can tell you where we come from, but hi, my name is Naia. This is Zeihmar, and this is Alvisstavver.
Wave my hand as she says so.
Yeah, I'm just trying to kind of do courtesy things in Sylvan. I'm fluent, right? I'm fluent, right, Serb? After all those weeks of training, I'm fucking fluent. Okay. So I'm introducing my crew. We are all expeditionists. We were sent here to investigate the lake on the other side of that tar pit. And when we touched the stone pillar in the center, it transported us here. We don't know where here is, but that's how we arrived. Who are you?
So she waits like very patiently through that whole series of plot dump that you just gave her, and she answers your last question first and says, well, we're the hunting party, and I am Naia. She points at the blue one. She says, he is Estes. And she points at the green one and says, he's Brindwheel. You're right that we weren't expecting friends from the pillar, from the Gray Pit. This is unheard of, but, well, maybe I can explain. And she says, I don't know how you came to be on the other side of this place, but currently, the reason we're here is because we're awaiting the Beast of Grey. And
what? The Beast of Grey? Beast in Grey?
Beast of Grey.
Okay.
She turns around and like spins and gestures for you to look at everything around you. And
Alvisstavver's been doing that.
And says, look, the grass, the trees, the leaves, the stone, it's all without color. And the Beast of Grey is responsible for that. Every 50 years, the Beast of Grey comes out of this pit. And every 50 years, a party is sent to slay it, so that it does not corrupt the rest of our world.
Seems reasonable.
If you came from the other side of the place the Beast of Grey usually comes from, normally I would have assumed that the other side of this pit had already been long lost to this creature, and no one lived there anymore, because no one has ever seen someone come through that place for centuries.
That actually makes some sense, but please continue.
Well, the Beast of Grey is due, and I suppose we must be a day or two early, aren't we? Estes, you checked? And he says, it's possible I miscounted. I thought it took us only 12 days to make the journey out here, but I may have lost one or gained one. I'll recheck my math. And he stands up and goes back into his tent. And Nance says, well, regardless of that, tell me how you came to be on the other side of this pit.
Sure. Let me explain to my friends what we've said so far.
All right.
So I do that, and I just give definitely the bullet point version to Zeihmar and Alvisstavver so that they are caught up, basically. No frill.
Okay.
So then I can come back and say,
Alvisstavver
on the
nods,
other,
sort of, yeah.
on the other side of the pit of gray is a world, and the particular location where this portal, the other side of this pit of gray, is a lake, a very shallow lake. And right now there is
the world of the mundane, you mean?
Yes, the world of the mundane. It's quite often a very pretty world, but the current locale is subject to what we call a redshift, and it is a cyclical event where those that it can harm need to find shelter, need to find some kind of shelter from the damage that the redshift can do. And so as expeditionists, we go out into the world of this area of the redshift. It's quite a large area, and we investigate phenomena, and we report back, and we only go out during the times when it's safe to do so, and then we have to be prepared to head back as soon as the redshift begins to start, so that we can be safe from it. But in this case, this is a shallow lake, and the pillar, is the pillar visible on this side, sir?
Well, what you have in that like tar pit is a very similar looking pillar.
Okay.
That itself protrudes a few feet up out of the tar.
Okay. So it could almost be the underside of the lake in another world. Right?
Yeah.
Because the pillar itself was sticking several feet out of the lake. And it's high.
Yeah, like it's obviously not the same pillar, like precisely.
Oh, it's obviously not? Okay, all right.
Because like the pillar that you dropped, only like it was pretty short. It was much shorter than this one, like comparatively. Like it wouldn't be big enough to extend between both locations,
okay.
Right? But they seem to possibly be matching pillars.
Right. Okay. All right. So, we went the strange phenomena that we came to investigate on the other side was bubbles of water, and some of the bubbles of water were quite large, and they had objects in them. And in this case, right above this pit on the other side was an obviously worked stone slab, a pillar, something, and that's what it looked like. And so we went to investigate it, and we popped the bubble, and the pillar fell out. And when we grabbed the pillar out of the mud, it brought us here. And I have no explanation other than that. We were not expecting anything like that to happen.
At that, she takes your hand with a jarring amount of familiarity, and says, well, then I have an idea. If you're from the other world, and now I have to tell you, my people are uniquely susceptible to the beasts of Gray's power. It is a draining power, and we cannot stand against it except with bows and arrows and magic. We have to defend from afar. because if it touches one of us, we become victims. But if you are from the other side of the pit, then you should be able to go back through the pit, and you should be able to destroy it, destroy the portal.
That seems reasonable. In years past, in your cycle, have you guys has the group been successful at either at defending against the beast of gray?
Since the first, there's never been a group that failed. Many of my predecessors have fallen in fighting it, but there is always a victory before it can get too far, and the rest of our world is protected from it that way.
It's very brave of you all to come here. Well, if the beast came through the portal like in the next 5 minutes, we would help you for sure. If we go back into our world, I don't know where we would find the beast of gray. I don't know what it would look like. I don't know what it would do, but we could certainly rally assistance to help end the problem. We could at least try. And we have an elf in our expedition parties who, might know your families, might know your cousins. I don't know how relations work within the larger elven families, but we have an elf. He's the one that taught me Sylvan. And so, we have these, we'd be glad to help however we can, even if this is where you live and we don't come here.
Well, yes. In that case, let me speak to my companions, and you speak to yours, and we'll come to a consensus about what will happen. Your assistance here would be greatly appreciated, and we would value your aid and friendship. So, thank you.
While this conversation was going on.
Okay, so while she goes away, then I fill in Zeihmar and Alvisstavver.
Oh, yeah, you would call me back over. I get that. While that conversation was going on, though, Alvisstavver would have sent Keen, and he would have gone glaze-eyed for a second or two to try to poke around the tents, maybe do a little spying on the elf when he walked off, or it.
Which elf were you spying on?
The blue one? The one that had to... Well, I didn't know if she was readjusting math or anything, but the one who suddenly just walked off.
Oh, yeah. So, he went into his tent. Did you want to, sneak into the tent or something?
Keen would, yeah, because Keen was already poking around both of the tents to try to see just what they were.
Alright, you, when you send Keen in there, and when you switch your vision to Keen's vision, you see that she is already belly up on the desk next to this elf's notebook that he's working on, and he is just giving her a little pet.
Some spy. Oh, let me give you my belly. Yeah.
uh, great. Well done. I leave Keen's vision and let her enjoy herself.
All right. The green one hasn't left the side of the tar pit, and he's paced around it a couple of times.
Yeah, what was he like when I was being antsy and I walked up to the tar pit looking down and stuff like that? I'm sure he would have reacted.
He sort of he'd give you like a smiling nod, like I think he understands that you don't speak the same language.
Mm-hmm.
But he'd give you like the most universal gesture he could muster for like careful near the edge and keep your eyes out.
Absolutely. I won't do anything to surprise him.
Yeah, he seems like he's expecting a fight any second.
Any second now, yeah. And this world is purely just gray and dead.
Yeah, pretty much for as far as you can see. Now the sun here is unlike where you were at home. It's very much late in the day, almost twilight. But yeah, the fact that the trees and everything else have no color at all makes the bright standards and tents that these elf-like folk use stand out even more severely against everything else. And it's not that the stuff is dead either, because like the grass grows. It's all gray.
Neat. I'm going to collect some samples of this.
Okay.
Yeah, we for sure should be doing that. Also, some samples of the tar.
I don't know if he was going to let me jump inside of that pit.
You shouldn't have to jump inside of it. You could just bend over. Or I can get it for you. Or Zeihmar can.
He's got a mage hand.
I do have a mage
right,
hand.
Okay.
Good point. But it would get dirty.
Oh, no, the mage hand will get dirty.
You wouldn't understand. It's an extension of myself. It's like getting my spirit dirty.
Yeah. He says with the tar-flavored rat familiar.
What?
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
So Naia comes out and goes to talk to Grinnewild, and they chatter for a bit. Are you all doing anything else in the interim?
I'm just getting samples.
No, I was just filling them in and kind of, taking a little bit of a walk around, like looking at this place. Because it's been kind of full tilt boogie since we got.
Yeah.
At least for Naia.
Yeah, when they finish their conversation, she comes back and says, well, it's up to you all, but if you would be willing to help us fight the Beast of Grey, we would have your assistance. And if you can then help us remove this portal from existence, then we would be forever grateful.
If Naia tells me about that, I'm totally down for fighting the Beast of Grey. I don't know if we can remove the portal, but killing a monster, on a team that, has a win record like theirs. Alvisstavver's totally down for that.
Yeah, I think Naia's a little bit sad at the thought of closing the portal, where we actually now have this one singular opportunity to meet a new race, I don't know if it's a new race, but anyway, a new group of people and make a relationship and, build bridges kind of thing. And it's really not her shtick to go and burn bridges. So it's a little bit painful to think about closing it off forever. But
the other one comes out from his tent and he says, well, it's not so much that you'd be permanently closing off your world from ours. Our world is connected to the world of the mundane in many, many places, and this is only one of them. I'm not personally familiar with any others. They are rare and far between, but this is the only place where such a phenomenon occurs. So destroying this one can only help our two worlds. And if either of us were to find another place where the worlds cross paths, then we may very well meet again. Now, I should warn you that this portal is only open for a few days every 50 years. That is when the Beast of Grey enters ours. So you cannot stay here long if you wish to return.
That's good to know. It makes sense, but we appreciate that particular warning. It would be good to know exactly when we must leave, because when we go to the other side, we may find ourselves in the middle of a redshift, and so we need to make sure that we calculate the days for what works on the other side as well.
Well, I've redone my own calculations, and by my reckoning, the Beast of Grey should show up today. I did not miscount. So, I suppose I should tell you to ready yourselves and your weapons and whatever else you need to do. And we should wait.
Okay.
Naia, you should ask if your friends have any extra supplies for us, something that might help us fight this beast that they know so well. I wonder if our mundane weapons, as you say they put it, might have any effect on this beast.
That's a good question.
Anything,
so
daggers.
What kind of weapons does the beast use? You said that you use your bow and arrow, you use magic, anything at range. What is the proximity to the beast where the draining occurs?
Made out of?
And what kind of weapons can work against this beast?
The beast can be slain with all manner of tools. We've never had one which failed to strike it entirely. As for its ability to drain life, it is done by touch or by bite, claw. So that is what would befall us if it were to touch us. I don't know how it would affect you.
Right, okay. So, Alvisstavver and Zeihmar, you guys are melee or are you ranged, or do you have ranged options?
I have reach. But I'm
I
melee.
also just have reach. As far as my range goes, it's 10 feet.
Okay, so, yeah, well, it sounds like we need to absolutely stay at range. Not let it touch us, if at all possible. At least in this realm, that's what it does.
Well then, let's fight ourselves a monster. Do they have any boons? Anything to help us?
Oh, let me go and ask them. Do you have anything that will help us, assist us in the fight? Anything that you would recommend? Anything that you can give us?
I apologize, but if you are lacking a hot meal, then a simple meal is what we can give you. Aside from that, we only have basic supplies out here.
That's fine. I just wondered if there was something that you all did to prepare yourselves that was a little different or a little special or something that provided some kind of a boost or a boon. And I think
we trained for many years.
Right. Okay. No, Alvisstavver. You got your rations and whatever you stashed.
I'm out of rations.
I'll give you a ration.
Nice, free rations. Thank you.
So time goes on, and about a half hour passes. At that time, there is the sound of a thunder crack, and the yellow elf shouts from his position around near the pit, and he says, "Get ready! I think it's coming." And he kind of dances back, and it beckons you all to either do the same or get into whatever position you're going to get into. All three of them have their bows at the ready. And actually, they're going to be back just a little bit further, because they do have bows have a decent range.
Okay, Zeihmar, back up. You might want to get Keen out of the way.
Yeah, absolutely, good idea. I'm throwing my cloak over myself and doing the whole stealth thing, but I'm peeking out.
All right, honestly, with the way this terrain is, you don't need to use your cloak to get your advantage on stealth and stone.
Oh,
these trees are black and gray and dark and shadowy.
Sweet.
So
appreciate that. That's fucking.
Feel free to roll stealth with advantage.
Nice. Yeah, I'm doing it. I'm setting up an ambush, trying to get behind it.
I can tell you though that this creature is not going to be surprised. But you might be hidden.
Okay. Might be.
Because this creature is going to be getting into combat with everybody else, and it's not going to be a surprise round.
Okay.
So, moments after you all get into position, you see out of the tar a shape first puts one clawed paw on the edge of the pit, then another one, followed by, from below, 3 creeping tendrils that end in spiked pads.
Oh, holy shit, I want a tendril.
It pulls itself up, and as the tar drips off of its body, you see that this creature is, it's like a red, translucent gemstone in color. And so the tar drips off its body to reveal just like you can pretty much just see through this bestial shape that comes out and pulls itself onto the surface here of the pit.
What are we looking at, sir?
I can't double-click this token, so I have to refresh roll.
Holy shit! It's a displacer beast.
What?
I don't know that, but sorry, Alvisstavver doesn't know that. But I know what that is.
That's not a displacer beast. That's a beast of gray.
Okay, that's a beast of gray. Is that worse than a displacer beast?
Well, I
Or
guess
is
you'll
that
find out.
just the token that you're using?
I guess you'll find out.
Oh, God.
I mean, this is nothing Alvisstavver has any chance of ever seeing before.
No, absolutely. That's what I was saying.
Now, Naia whistles, and all three of the elves pull their bowstrings simultaneously. And they have aimed at this thing, and they're aiming down their sights at it, and just waiting for her to give the signal to loose their arrows as soon as this thing looks like it's in the most vulnerable state.
They're waiting for Naia? Since
No.
when did Naia become the general on the field?
Sorry, her name is Naia.
Oh, geez, okay. Thank you.
Now, but something else happens. So before this thing fully pulls itself out of the pit, you see another clawed paw slam onto the edge of the pit in a different location. And a second identical beast pulls itself up out of the pit.
Oh, gross.
And Naia says, did you expect two of them?
No, we did not.
Alrighty then.
Roll initiative, if you would.
Well, at least it isn't a giant bunny rabbit. I should not have advantage on that.
You should not.
Does it tell you what the other rolls are?
Wait, yeah, it didn't. Just do the whole thing again. You didn't even click your token, so do it over. If you get better, then so be it.
I got an 11.
Close enough.
And then as Keen, that's Keen's character sheet. Motherfucker. There we go.
Oh, wait, are we all rolling again?
Yeah, everybody's rolling. No. Just he was rolling.
Holy
Double.
shit.
Oh, okay.
My rat got a better initiative than I did.
All right, did everybody roll correctly?
Yeah.
Naia,
I got a 2 and then a
2.
3.
Yeah, okay, so you're a 2. Alvisstavver's 11. All right, I think we're good. Big combat. So, I suppose Keen goes first.
Keen looks into the pit to see if there are any more of them coming.
This looks to be it.
Alright, that's Keen's turn.
Okay. Grinwheel takes his turn. He looses one and then immediately another arrow at the first beast that came up. Hooey.
Ooh, nice hit.
So that was 18, 26, 31 damage from him.
Holy crap.
So, yeah, he pierces the beast with 2 arrows right off the bat. And as it's coming up, and as Naia, so she was going to give a signal, but the shock of the second one kind of interrupted that, and they have just attacked, regardless of her original orders. And now the beast is ready. So it is going to immediately charge forward out of the pit. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And it will oh, I'm sorry. At least one of those attacks needed to have disadvantage. One moment. I'll be re-rolling the first one.
The previous rolls for the longbow? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so 19 hits.
Still 11, right?
Yeah. It's still the same damage, yeah. And, okay, that's fine. So let me just mark that there. Okay. So the beast will attempt to hit the green elf. Fortunately, he just dances out of the way as one of its massive tentacles lashes out and snaps at him. But it does another one. And that one hits. So he dances out of the way again, but this thing manages to like graze his calf, and he stumbles back and screams, and you look and see that there's just a patch of space on his leg now that has turned completely gray.
Wow.
And he looks distressed about that.
And he just dies. There you go.
Not yet. Now it's Alvisstavver's turn. So you're, I would say, what is your roll for stealth?
I
wasn't great.
14?
14. Yeah, okay. You're hidden from these things.
Okay. I wanted to go there. And can I use my mage hand to take off the banner that's in front of me?
Sure.
Okay. And I am going to use my mage hand to throw it atop this guy right here. And then can I make the rest of my movement? It was only 10 spaces, so only 2 squares.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say that mage hand maneuver was your complete action.
Okay. Yeah.
And then, so you'd still have like whatever the rest of your movement is, and then your bonus.
Oh shit! Yeah. So I could dash, right?
Yeah.
All right. Would that ruin my stealth?
I would say honestly, probably making that. So I'm gonna need you to make an attack roll for that cloth thing.
Yeah. I mean, it was my mage hand. I could, because of mage hand ledgerment, could I roll at least a sleight of hand technique so that they are more looking at the wavy cloak and less at the guy who compulsively casts mage hand?
Can you tap what the skill does?
It's part of being an arcane trickster. At level 3, I can make a spectral hand invisible and perform the following actions.
Oh yeah, okay, great. Yeah, okay. Give me sleight of hand. I'll make it do a perception.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.
Yeah. All right. Let's see if it beats 12.
Holy
Nope.
shit.
Yeah, you managed to. So, I mean, obviously, this thing is looking at this colorful object, and now you do need to make it a dexterity ranged attack
Okay.
to toss this thing over it.
It's that's just flat dexterity, right? D20 then.
Yeah, because you're not really proficient in tossing a cloth.
Absolutely not.
Okay. 18 will do it. So you managed to, I would even say you managed to like swing the mage hand under it so that you like get it wrapped around its head a little bit.
That would be beautiful. That would be what I was going for, but on top is like what I want.
Yeah, and this thing is now suffering from the blinded condition. So let's see.
I'll just freehand an X on that one.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Thing right there.
Well, we'll say that's blind. So what that means for reference is that a blinded creature can't see, and attack rolls against the creature have advantage, and its attack rolls have disadvantage. Now, one thing you notice is as soon as this cloth goes over this creature, it is immediately bleached of color.
Gross.
And you see, like, this thing is like a translucent red panther-looking thing.
Yeah.
With obviously with lots of extra parts. You see, like, like streams of soap in clear water.
Yeah.
Coming from its head through its body, and like spreading out like blood vessels and just like darkening the whole red, translucent, rosy color to a deeper red.
Interesting. Is it like this is just like a skin reaction that it's doing that?
Oh, this is very much inside the beast.
Okay. That's interesting. It's preparing to do something.
And that happens like as the color is drained from the sheet. You see this stuff, this matter get sucked into it.
Fucking gross.
Would you like to do anything else before your turn's over?
Yeah. I was going to use my cunning action and dash, since I'm already hidden. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And dash is just a second movement, right? It is not 2 of my movement. Good.
Correct.
Good. Then that's where I be.
All right.
Kind of crawl around. Combat
you might not be hidden anymore at that point because you are pretty close to this thing's peripheral vision.
Okay.
But you know, you got an attack off there.
I absolutely did.
Now this creature, I'm gonna have it do a grapple escape check. So I'm gonna have it do a strength check, like athletics, to get out of what is effectively a grapple to clear this blinded condition.
Yeah. Probably not even all that high.
We'll see what happens. Ooh,
Damn.
okay. So this thing bats its claws around its head, and before too long, the cloth is just completely shredded, and now it has this like gray, tattered shroud around it, but it can definitely see out of it now.
Still took an action to do it.
It did. But it is going to join its companion. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sorry, messed that up a little bit. There we go. It's no longer blind.
Sad. Still took an action to do it, though.
Sure did. Zeihmar, you're up.
Yeah.
Alright. I'm gonna like, kind of flank around the side of this thing, I guess,
Okay.
and then make an attack on him.
Now, what's going to happen, because of the strange property of this thing, where it is translucent and moving sort of like a fluid, you will have disadvantage on your first attack.
Just
Why?
like my first one per turn, or just my first one?
First one against the creature.
Okay.
Because
you don't know what to target, or what?
Yeah, basically that.
It's a strange creature.
It's like a fluid sort of thing that seems to it almost bends the space around it.
There are a few
in a weird visual way. What was that?
I said out of character, of course. There are a few things that do that.
Yeah. So a 7 won't hit. I don't think a 3 would have. A 3 on the die would have hit either. So don't feel bad.
I'll just end my turn there, actually, for now.
All right. So Naia sees that her companion's been struck, and she looses her longbow similarly at the one that attacked Gridwheel. So that one doesn't have disadvantage right now. Yo.
Damn. No wonder she's the leader.
And now Estes will go. He seems a little threatened by the one that's approaching him and Zeihmar, so he's going to longbow that closest one. Ooh! Oh no. That's a 1.
Grazing. 18 to hit, 1 damage.
Actually, that one should have had disadvantage as well. My bad. This is a new and fun mechanic for me, so bear with me. Okay, yeah. 18 will hit, and it's still going to do the 1 damage. Can I type -1? Thank you. So both of them will step back away from the creatures, and Estes will shout, "Get away from it, Gridwheel! Let the others handle it. Don't let it touch you." Naia, you're up. What would you like to do? There you go.
Yeah, I had to move so I could get range. Just a sec. Okay, so my target's going to be this one.
The weaker one?
Yeah.
Alright, yeah,
That's the one in range, frankly.
Yep. So a 20 will hit, and you will strike this with 5 fire damage.
Well done. Bully, tally ho.
Come on now, roll 20. when you strike it, the fire kind of splashes this creature in a way that makes it seem like it's melting.
Interesting.
Keen's turn.
Okay.
I know we're in the middle of a fight,
Yeah,
but before we start the next round, could we take a 5-minute break? I need to feed the dog.
sure
So
thing.
it might only take 3 minutes.
Yeah. I mean, your turn is all the way at the end of the order. If you don't mind us keep going.
Okay, I just will miss hearing it. Okay.
Actually, I gotta go grab some water too.
Oh,
so I'll be
okay.
right back.
We'll take a full break for everyone.
Cool. Keen will move there, by the way, so when we get back, at least he'll be somebody who's interesting.
All right.
Keen can't do anything other than that. I'm gonna go grab some water as well, which means everybody on the stream, refresh yourselves. Smoke them if you got them. We'll be right back. Wait, square peg, everybody. I'm back. Just put my headphones on, then I won't be deaf. Am I the only one back? Oh no, Zeihmar's back.
Hello.
But I think other than that, everybody else is still gone. That's whack.
Yeah, what's up?
Well, I am here.
Oh, what a twist.
It is God. God is here to guide us or destroy us with not displacer beasts. And I mean, they're not displacer beasts. They're beasts of grey. They seem to displace the air about them, though. I'm still waiting for one to teleport.
Indeed.
Oh yeah, Zeihmar, wouldn't that be fun, right? Have you fought displacer beasts before?
I have not.
Yeah,
I think this is his first D&D game.
Oh, holy shit.
Yeah, this campaign has been my first time actually
Super fun.
playing, like sitting down and playing D&D. I've watched people play before.
Absolutely, yeah. Do you know what a displacer beast is?
No, but I looked it up and I heard you mentioning it earlier.
Ah.
I didn't actually see the teleport. I saw the picture and I'm like, oh yeah, that is that token.
Yeah. No, displacer beasts, I don't think it's a teleport, it's dimension step, isn't it? Just like phase spiders?
Oh.
I don't recall exactly.
Oh. I remember having a character die to phase spiders because they suck.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
We were talking about spiders that could teleport.
Oh, jumping spiders.
Phase spiders. No, in D&D. Phase spiders, literally jumping through dimensions.
Alright, let's go. So, next turn. Grinwheel disengages and tries to shuffle backward, but he trips and stumbles over the log bench that they had created with his injured leg, and he falls prone. Where'd that prone go? There we go.
Holy shit, dude. What the
Wait,
fuck?
you're muttering. What'd you say?
I'm muttering?
Yeah.
Can you hear me? I said he falls prone.
Okay.
The beast takes this opportunity to leap upon him and make melee attacks with advantage.
You gonna roll for that?
I am.
Goddamn.
Wowie. Okay. So.
Did those hit?
Good big suck. No. Neither of those hit, actually.
Good deal.
So despite him being prone, he manages to scrabble out of the way of both of these, and he's still got his bow in hand, so he's kind of like on his ass, knocking an arrow at this thing as it's coming at him, and like forcing its way over the log and just like tearing it apart with its claws. Alvisstavver.
I step up. Maybe a little bit to the side, just to get a good angle. It's alt-click, right? To target a thing?
Alt-click?
Or is that fantasy grounds?
Yeah, no, you just roll your thing.
Oh, okay. And
then I tell you what happens. You need to roll with disadvantage, however.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, don't right-click. There we go. That won't hit.
A 9 will not hit.
And then I will prepare in my hand a flask of oil.
For what?
That's it.
Okay. Got it.
No, oh, sorry. I didn't mean prepare as in, like, prepare in action. I mean, like, I will take a flask of oil out and hold it, because that's all I can do.
Okay, sure. This one here on Zeihmar is going to attack Zeihmar. So this thing has reach as well, just so you know. So, here it comes at you.
Alright.
Bing bong. Ho! So
Does that hit?
Yeah, I think so. So do you enjoy 22 points of damage?
It's my favorite.
Goddamn Zeihmar.
All right.
Shit. I'm glad you got that 41 earlier.
So yeah, this thing slaps you with its tendrils, which are like barbed on the ends, and it does draw blood where it hits, but you do not turn gray.
Yay.
That's interesting.
That's
I imagine the elves would find that interesting as well.
Yeah. And now it's your turn.
alright. I'm going to retaliate and
All
swing
right.
back at that.
You'll have disadvantage on this first hit.
Okay.
Oh, didn't matter.
Oh,
Was the other one a crit? Oh no, you rolled 2 19s.
Nice. Been well done.
All right.
alright. Since that one hit, I'm gonna add a...
Yeah, now that you've struck it, it seems to solidify and become more static.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna try to add a trip attack onto it still. So I guess it has to make a strength saving throw.
Okay.
Look up what
Versus
check
what?
that again.
Let's make that
I
throw.
think it was around like 18, but I don't remember the exact number.
Well, I think it's less than 21.
Yes, it is. I'm pretty sure. I'll still look it up, but I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
God
Okay.
damn.
But they still take the damage.
It does take the damage, so go ahead and roll that. Nice one.
Alright, cool.
It's better than none,
Would you like to do anything else?
which rhymes with one.
Well, since I've got that first attack out of the way, I'll go ahead and action surge
Booyah.
and do another attack on it.
All right. This one does not have disadvantage.
Fucking do it well. You're gonna do it. Oh.
Can I re-roll with disadvantage?
Yes.
I'd do better. Probably.
You can't do
That was
better.
a joke.
All right. So, yeah, you hit. You try to trip it up, but it plants its feet, and you fail to get your glaive back in between its tendrils a second time.
Dang. Actually, I'll just go ahead and second wind for HP, and then end my turn.
Well done.
All right.
Oh. It's better than nothing.
Might as well use it.
Oh yeah, right?
So, Naia, seeing her companion on the ground and being assaulted by this thing, tosses her longbow on the ground and pulls out her longsword and charges at the beast.
Can I yell at her as a free action?
Sure.
Don't know!
Alright, I want you to make a persuasion check.
Okay.
I'm letting you do this for free.
Yeah, I'm holding up the oil flask, by the way, which looks ridiculous in my gnome hand. Just, if that helps persuade her at all. Oh.
Well, yeah, disadvantage. That's still an 18. That was your higher one. Okay. Oh no. So that would be a 19 actually with your regular. So she pauses, thinks better of it.
Just because I'm holding up the oil flask, I don't want to burn her.
And she, so like, she's like here when you do that.
Mm-hmm.
So she pauses, thinks better of it, nods. I mean, like, you're speaking different languages, but screaming no is obvious enough. Mm-hmm. And she will hop back to pick up her bow, and she'll lose her attack turn on that, but you prevented her from getting close to that thing.
I also care about that.
Estes will aim at the one that Zeihmar attacked again, now that he doesn't have disadvantage. Hey, that's a 3. Alright, Naia's up.
What's afflicting the one over by Zeihmar? I see the little icon there, but I don't know what it means.
That is the indicator that it does not apply disadvantage to your attacks right now.
Yeah, if you were to aim at him, he wouldn't do disadvantage. At least I think so. I don't know if that's individual character based.
So that means if I try to attack the other one, I would have disadvantage?
Yes. With a attack. If you used like a spell that did an AoE, then no.
But if you hit it, then it would regain corporeality, and then everybody could hit it. So you're way in between, you know, going for the easy target or letting everybody else hit this thing. I would go for the easy to hit target.
Alright, so I moved a couple of squares over so I can hit either one. But if I'm going to hit the one by what's his name, I have to do it with disadvantage? Is that what you're saying?
So what attack do you want to do?
Well, I only have 2 spell slots left, so I'm going to be doing cantrips, which is produce flame at this point.
Okay, so yeah, you'd have a disadvantage on this one, and no disadvantage on this one.
Okay, well.
Alright, so that will not hit. Neither of those would have hit. You rolled a 5 on the other one. So, would you like to do anything else?
No.
Okay. Keen.
There we go.
Okay. So this one is going to try to get out of the way and stand up. The beast is going to take an opportunity attack on him. And it will have advantage because he's still prone.
Shit.
Ooh.
Oh no.
So that is 18 damage. And that one swipes across his chest, so he's left with like a gash-like span of total gray across the center of his body, and he gets struck with that. But he makes a significant effort to stand up and make his own attack back against this creature. A 14
Will totally hit.
does hit.
Oh, shit.
So it takes 10, and then he gets to make another one without disadvantage. He just barely manages to put the arrow in there. But it flies wide. Come on, roll 20 any second now. I believe in your ability to let me change the fucking digit of the token. Thanks.
That's what you get for believing.
It is.
Believe it! Do we not do that anymore?
I don't know.
I don't think we have for a long time. It's been lost to the hall.
Alright, so the beast will continue its assault on Grinhuil. Actually, it doesn't even need to move closer to him. It's already got reach. So we got a 1 and a 2. Wow, okay, so now that he's gotten up, though, he's back to being able to dance away from these things, and he's panting, he is splashed across the chest, but he is still just kind of pirouetting away out of these tentacles as they try to slap the ground around his feet. The beast will move and just as a bonus action, swipe its claw through the tent, rending the support beams and like one of the bed covers that's just inside the tent, and leaving a gray scar behind. And you see it absorb that color through its muscular, translucent arm into its body and throughout its whole corpse.
Is it healing when it does that?
Hard to tell.
Okay. I was like, I can make an insight check or something.
Your turn, Alvisstavver.
Is any of the cloth that he just ripped through usable? Like
What?
Is any of the cloth that the monster just ripped through usable?
I mean, it basically cut like a
big enough to
5
like
foot
do the same
square.
thing that it did before.
Oh, it didn't leave any loose. No, not something you could use for that's that big.
Okay. That's all I was wondering. If because he's now in there, if I could get an easy, and I swirl the stuff around him again with the mage hand. If it doesn't look like that, then I'm stepping up to.
It's like a bear slashed through a tent.
Okay. I've actually seen that in real life. It is much more subtle, strangely enough, than you might than it might seem. It's weird. It's also kind of scary too. It's just like a big hole. All right, I'm gonna attack it.
Don't die.
No, I won't die.
All right. Ooh, that whip will hit. No sneak attack.
No.
But a nice 6 damage from you.
I'm totally behind it.
Yeah, but no sneak attack, unfortunately.
Okay.
Not for being behind.
Yeah. Though, on that, could I, dive onto the ground and roll for hide, cunning action?
I suppose you could try to hide behind that log.
That was. Yeah. I'll stop stuttering now.
Alright, give me a stealth.
Do I get advantage because of the environment again? This is in combat, so I thought I would re-ask.
I'll say no.
Okay, that's why I asked.
That's not great.
No. Dive.
Now, I think this one is going to go back to trying to wail on Zeihmar.
Wasn't that what it was always doing?
What?
Yep. It is going to move a little bit, so that it is now, you are now between it and Estes. So it will make one tentacle attack and hit for 10.
Ow.
It will make a second tentacle attack and
Shit.
not hit for 12.
That one will miss, so
Okay.
I'm going to...
Zeihmar, what's your HP after that 10?
It's at 17, but before that thing's turn ends, I'm going to react to it missing with a repost.
Okay, and so before its turn ends, you don't have disadvantage.
Like a proper fucking fencer.
Okay.
Riposte. 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 Damn it. You didn't hit it.
No, it did not.
Curse the dice. Good try. Good effort, though. I once saw a fencer win an entire tournament just via riposte. He never made an actual attack himself throughout the entire tournament.
Alright, now it has become more fluid again and difficult to get your bearings on it.
Fucking displacer beast.
So, now, hang on, yeah, okay. You can make your full turn, Zeihmar, whatever you want to do.
Okay. How big is this thing, like, compared to a person? I can make the tokens, like, 4 size or whatever.
If it stood on its hind legs, it would probably be a foot or two taller than you.
Isn't it like tiger-sized? Lion?
Yeah.
No? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I remember now. I was totally surprised about how small they were. Like, but they have a lot of stuff going on.
I mean, tigers are fucking big.
Yeah, tigers are fucking massive. You're absolutely right.
So yeah, it's got these tendrils from its back whipping around, waiting for a entrance to get in through your defenses. It is currently not leaching any color, as previous beasts have already leached all the color from the land around here.
Okay.
What do you do?
I am... I guess I'm just gonna try to make another attack, really. I'm not sure what else to do.
Okay. You have disadvantage.
Well.
Alright, that won't do it.
Yep.
You and this beast have done a good job batting at each other's weapons back and forth, occasionally slipping one through.
Yeah.
Alright. We'll go back to Naia, and she'll kind of like peek around here, and Alvisstavver, she gives you a look like, is now the time?
Nods. Yeah.
Alright. Now she takes out her longsword and charges in from behind. So she will first move. Then she doesn't have disadvantage. Make a melee weapon attack. Oh no. So she swipes under and up from this thing, but with some sort of supernatural sense, this thing seems to notice her coming, and it turns its body such that she completely whiffs her attack and bears down on top of her. Estes sees this, but he also sees Zeihmar fighting the beast, and he has to make a choice, and he is going to choose to keep attacking the beast Zeihmar is fighting.
What honor? Huzzah for chivalry.
So that'll hit. It'll do 1.
He's a Gracie motherfucker.
A hit's a hit.
The guy hunts birds. He doesn't want to,
Come on,
hit them directly. He just wants to graze them so he can eat them.
Yeah.
Yeah, this guy right here
Obviously.
is obviously a bird hunter. This guy kills thrushes and eats them.
Alright. Naia, you're up.
Oh yeah, there's a bunch of water, Neuro, that frickin' Nimbus would have been totally down for morphing about. Big floating hogs of the stuff. Damn. Produce that flame.
Blech.
Okay. You toss your flame ball, and it does not hit this beast. It does light up some of the grass, and as the orange flame spreads a little ways through the grass, the beast just kind of brushes against it, and you see the flames turn gray for a second before they go out. Now it's Keen's turn.
One, two, and I'll just hang out there. Tentatively.
Alright. Grinwell is going to... That's not him. He's going to make a longbow attack. He doesn't have disadvantage. Yep. That'll hit. He pierces this beast through the skull. It falls over.
Nice damage.
Okay.
Is it dead?
Come on, roll 20. Let me mark this thing as a 0.
Yay!
Eventually.
Oh my fucking god.
Eventually.
And it collapses, and Naia jumps back as its translucent body sort of melts into a pool of red crystal sludge that then vaporizes.
Do we have any kind of a way to get a sample of that?
It is already gone. It's like a cloud.
Ah, okay.
Shit,
Very
there's
quick.
no tendrils.
Grinwheel basically, he falls over. Alright, Alvisstavver, you're up.
Not to be showed up. I go immediately over to the next one so I can help Zeihmar.
Alright, you're going to have a regular attack on that from here.
Yep.
Ooh.
Very
alright.
nice!
Now, you don't have an ally within 5 feet.
No, I don't.
did you want to move Keen within 5 feet?
I can, sure.
So if you want to retcon that by like half a turn,
I'll do
I'll
that.
allow it for this.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
That's some fantastic damage, boy.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That's good. 19. All right. So you whip it in such a way that you strike part of its body, and like the bits of it like splash off of it, and turn to dust. Of course, now it's looking at you. So it will make an attack on Alvisstavver.
But
Now, how's your AC?
my AC is 16.
All right. So failing to hit the first time with its tendril, it snaps to the ground again. It'll try again.
That will definitely
25 is
hit.
gonna do it. Take 10 damage.
I will. As soon as my damage thing comes back. It literally just disappeared. There we go. We're good. We're good.
Zeihmar is up.
Well, feeling a mighty glaive attack once again.
Alright, let's see this mighty disadvantage glaive attack with the crit.
Oh boy.
It's not disadvantage, I just hit it.
It ended its turn right after that.
Ah, shit, you're right.
That is close, but not enough. I apologize.
That's fine. Then I'm just gonna kind of move around it again a little bit.
Okay.
And I'll end my turn. Move around here, actually.
Cool. Alright, Naia is going to run to Grinwheel and try to do what you can to make sure he's not dead. Estes will move a bit, and he's going to keep up his attacks. That'll hopefully roll more than a 1 at some point.
Just a good old bird hunter. He'll hit his mark, but for 1 point of damage.
He's not hitting that one. He's the, he's the squire of the group. Naia, you're on.
Nice.
20 will hit, and 5 damage again. Sorry, that has disadvantage. Please roll it one more time.
No.
Sorry about that. Again, I keep forgetting. New mechanic.
How could you?
Porque... Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Piss me off, sir.
Alright, and you rolled the same damage. Good job.
Dope.
Okay, you hit it with fire. Keen's up.
Keen is allowed to stay where she is, right?
She can.
Do I have to
she
roll
can
like
take-
stealth or something?
Not unless you want her to try to hide. But she can also take actions, such as like help and things.
Help. I would like to help, yeah. How do I help?
She can simply take the help action.
Help!
And that will grant
Me.
someone else advantage on their...
Wow, nice.
Alright.
Well, I mean, I'm next.
Yeah, you are. Alright, Grinwheel is down. Alvisstavver. So you, thanks to Keen's assistance, so she scurries up this thing's leg Again, it doesn't affect her in the slightest. The beast of gray, and it just kind of like she just kind of like goes up its leg, up around the back of its head, and just like runs a circle around its whole body, like sticking her little claws into its body to keep lift. And you are able to, while it's distracted, sneak in and attack.
Yep.
At least we hope.
I step up and stabity.
Wow, nice.
Good 16.
Is it dead yet?
Is not. It is looking pretty melty though. Every hit you deal like spews a little bit of this translucent red stuff out of it.
I'm going to use my cunning action to disengage, and that's
All right. You do know this thing has a reach.
Yeah, I do.
All right, so you're still in range.
I know.
All right.
But I'm more off to the side, and it's been beaten up on Zeihmar, and look, Zeihmar, hey, tasty.
Yeah. Although again, you were the last person to attack it, so
oil blood.
it will attack both of you at this point. It's still being harassed by Keen, but she kind of like gets back on its butt far enough that it can't do anything, and it stops harassing it directly. So it takes a second, and then just out of nowhere, one tentacle lashes out at Alvisstavver.
Shit.
For a nice 11 damage.
And I'm down.
I think that puts you down. Roll your very special con save, please.
Boom.
Beat a 10. You had advantage on that, so actually,
I'll roll it again.
you rolled a 3.
Oh shit, I rolled a 3? Okay.
Yep. We'll adjudicate that momentarily. Its second tentacle is going towards Zeihmar.
Ow.
14. And now it
14.
is
9 and
no
3 is
longer
12.
disabled. Yeah, you're right. 12. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
So, Alvisstavver, you're suffering a severe injury from that.
Yeah, sexy scar?
Well, if it's a scar, it's going to be a bad one. Give me a d20.
You said that there was a sexy scar.
Yeah, but that's only if you beat it. That's only if you don't fail by more than 5.
Oh.
A 10. Oh, okay. Broken clavicle.
I can't talk.
Whenever you attempt
Well, you can
an
talk.
action
Clavicles are collarbone.
Whenever you attempt an action in combat, you must make a DC 15 Constitution saving throw. On a failed save, you are stunned until the start of your next turn. Magical healing of 6th level or higher cures the injury.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Also, you're on the ground.
Yeah.
Zeihmar, how much HP do you have?
5.
Okay.
Zeihmar, it's your turn.
I'm gonna try and... So, is it just like facing the middle of us right now, I guess? Or...
Yeah. It's not like facing away from you or anything.
Okay. If I were to try and, like, grapple it or something instead, would that still have disadvantage? Or how does that work?
No, it would not.
Okay.
Because it's making a contested skill check against you.
Okay, that's what I was kind of... That's what I figured from reading it.
Alright. You can try to grapple the creature.
Yeah, well, since everyone else is kind of taking aim at it anyway, so I'm just going to try and, like, force it down, I guess.
Okay.
To the ground.
Go ahead and make an athletics check.
Okay.
It's going to be contesting you with athletics as well. You do have to get within 5 feet. No good.
Oh, dang.
You attempt to get your hands around it somehow, but the tentacles, there are too many, and they keep batting you away, and you just can't get it.
Alrighty. Well, I guess I'll end my turn then. Can't do anything else, really.
Alright. Naia, hearing Alvisstavver go down, stands up, and she will attempt to make a shot on this creature herself. Unfortunately, this thing just sidesteps out of the way of that one. And it does not hit. It grazes over its tentacles and through them, sails into the trees. Estes can try. He's actually going to stand over Alvisstavver's body. So he will run up and, you know what? He's going to take out his longsword, rather, and get over Alvisstavver.
Too much chivalry, boy. Run away.
Unfortunately, he can't get a hit.
Gurgle, gurgle.
Naia, you're up.
How ragged is this thing looking? Having to decide between healing Zeihmar, getting Alvisstavver up, or doing some DPS. I have to choose.
This thing is very, like, parts of its body have appeared to melt in such a degree that it's almost not recognizable in pieces anymore, but it's still holding together.
Okay, well, if we can get this thing down, guys, I will res you, Alvisstavver, and I'll heal you, Zeihmar. I've got 2 spell slots.
Cast your fireball.
Damn it.
Alright, an 11 produced flame will not hit. Keen can still do something, I think, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna help somebody. The next person who makes an attack on this beastie.
I think that's Zeihmar.
Yes, that is Zeihmar. Yeah, I'll help
Okay.
Zeihmar.
Alright, she helps. Alvisstavver, you're up. Make a death save.
Oh wait, no, I don't want to roll failure. That's actually a success.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, that's a success.
Okay.
You have 1 failure already for some reason?
No,
Clear
I
that
don't.
up.
I did. That was an
Yeah,
accident.
okay.
Yay.
This creature now, though, hungrily, looks at Estes and makes to strike him, now that the elf has made an attack on the creature. Unfortunately, for the beast, the elf is quite good with his sword and manages to bat away every single tentacle that comes in over and over and just tosses them aside. His sword is struck gray, but he's still able to use it. And Zeihmar, you, thanks to Keen's help, don't have disadvantage on this next attack.
Oh boy. So it's just normal though, right?
That would be normal, yeah.
Okay, just making sure.
Ooh-wee. That'll hit.
Yay!
Alright. And then, since that hit, I'm going to, I guess, just do another trip attack, actually.
Go for it. Does it have to be to 14?
So I looked it up. It's 8 plus my proficiency bonus plus my strength modifier.
So it's 2
Alright,
plus
so that's 10 plus what's your strength?
Plus 4.
So the roller ties. So it has to beat a 14. It does beat it with a 14.
Well, if his strength is 14, isn't it plus 2 because he has a proficiency with the glaive?
No, so it's 8 plus 2 for proficiency, plus
okay.
4 for strength.
Now I understand. Okay.
Alright, so it beats it, but you get that damage, right?
Yeah, I have to roll that.
And it does no longer have a disadvantage for things.
Nice.
Alright, nice.
6.
Alright, Naia hops up onto that log, and she's going to try to do this again. Oh, yeah, okay.
Oh, holy shit! What
Yeah,
the
is
fuck?
it dead yet? Oh my god!
Fuck!
Have some damage. Holy shit! I'm in the wrong line of work.
Alright, it also disappears just like the other one did.
Did we make it?
Naia, you're up before Alvisstavver. He's still on death saving throws.
Okay, so she'll go ahead and heal Alvisstavver.
Alright. Roll us one of those spells. Nice 8. Alvis, you're in severe pain from your broken collarbone.
And you're alive.
Hey. Any of your friends healers?
That would have to be translated.
That's what I asked Naia.
I can ask
supernatural.
if any of those are, if any of you are healers.
Naia comes over and
Zeihmar, get in on this.
well,
Best circle jerk ever.
Estes hugs Zeihmar. Naia hugs Naia.
Oh.
And they hold you at arm's length and say, "Thank you. We couldn't have done that without you. Now, your friend here. She touches your chest, and there's no spell description for that. Awesome.
Heal. Wow.
Wow, nice.
That's a cantrip?
For her, it is. It's she's got a 1 a day.
Jesus
Holy cow.
Christ. What about her friend?
NPC powers.
But that is
Probably a one-shot
6th
wonder.
That is a 6th level heal.
What
Yeah.
the fuck?
So your death
So
injury
you're back to
is-
full health, Alvisstavver.
Alvisstavver is surprised.
And
You're
Zeihmar,
Confounded.
I'll heal you. I'll give you my last heal, my last spell slot, and then from there we can roll hit die.
Whenever I get my hit die back, I will. But
Yep. Your broken bones knit back together, Alvis, at her touch.
What the by the guild.
Okay, so Zeihmar, you regain 7.
Thank you.
And Grinwheel staggers over, and he is clearly nursing some significant pain from his leg and his chest, which are both bleeding gray. But he also says, thank you. If you all weren't here, that may have gone a lot worse for me.
Yeah, I'm guessing there's nothing in your history that says that 2 might show up.
I'm afraid not. That was new.
You're alive!
Yeah, of a sort.
He can't
You
understand.
did well. Oh yeah, he can't.
I mean, he might be able to. I don't know if he speaks anything that I speak.
Well, there's a certain amount of, body language that says, "You're alive! Yay!"
Yeah.
You know,
he'll just nod tiredly at you.
Well, certainly is a lot happened here, Naia, but I mean,
the question is, do we make camp here tonight and go back through tomorrow? I have no idea how much time has passed in this place. I think, from my experience, it's been 1 day, but it's hard to tell in all this gray what time it is or what day it is.
I can tell you that, Estes says. Since you came through that portal, it's been only about an hour.
Oh, in your world?
From what I know, our world's times are likely very similar to each other.
Okay, all right.
Our worlds are close, even though they don't touch often. Well, of course.
I know that we're all kind of tired and have wounds to care for and things, but
and of course we would welcome you to stay for an
I'm
evening.
wondering if we should make camp tonight. What do you think, guys?
But I do not know precisely how long the portal will stay open.
Oh, right. Good point. I forgot that part.
I do not want to be trapped here.
No, I don't either.
Yeah, hearing that, I think I'd be.
I think it is so interesting that this has that this Beast of Grey has a recurring cycle of 50 years, precisely 50 years, and yet you kill it. So where's another one coming from in order to fulfill that 50-year to the day cycle?
It's a difficult question because we haven't been able to fully understand it, he says. It
right.
leaves little behind and is anathema to our entire existence here. So we theorize that it manifests thanks to some effect that has been applied to the portal itself. Or perhaps the portal is broken and it comes from somewhere in between the gap between our two worlds. Some crack in that passageway.
Interesting. Yeah, there's any number of possible.
But if it does
things.
come through the portal, this much we know. So if we were to, we can't destroy it from this side. This portal was created thousands of years ago by a cooperation between the two worlds, and we can't go through it because it would affect us in the same way the Beast of Grey does.
Oh.
But you are unaffected by it, as we just saw.
Right.
So if you can destroy the entrance from your side, it should shut down the whole thing.
Well, Naia, we certainly know a very powerful mage.
We do, but my concern is that how do we, all we had to do was touch the pillar and it brought us here. So what we don't know is the surrounding area, how close do we have to get, we don't even know the mechanism for how the pillar activated a portal. Just, touching it, proximity, we don't even know.
Well, your friend did seem to latch quite tightly onto it for several seconds after he came here. So, I think there may be some allowance for you to interact with it immediately after teleporting. Alvisstavver, what are you giving to this elf?
A small red gem. I have 6 of them. 2 red, 2 blue, 2 green. She healed me.
She takes it. You see... Can you roll insight?
I can. Let me minus out of my... Sorry, I was editing my inventory.
You see genuine gratitude in her eyes, and she holds it close to her chest in her fist.
Eee. That makes Alvisstavver happy. Like a giddy child.
She does stand back up and let Grinwheel kind of lean on her as he's looking ragged.
Okay, so what I'm thinking we're going to need to go back through the portal before it closes and before we have Redshift issues on the other side. I think what I'd like to do, though, is see if we can get some information for Montlarin. Unfortunately, out of character here. I'm not sure that I have enough information or memory, because I haven't written any of it down, about Montlarin's family to be able to make an intelligent inquiry. I don't even know if they're from the same plane of existence or if this is a pocket plane. I mean, I don't even know how to intelligently ask those questions.
You could ask them if they're familiar with the Lauren royalty.
Okay. All right. So, are you familiar with the Lauren royalty?
Estes says, I can't say I've heard that family name before.
Okay. Like, as I mentioned before, we have an elf in part of our expeditioning party. And I know he's been talking about going home and looking for a portal,
Is he from
a way to return home. He is from a world like yours. He's an elf. I just don't know how those worlds interact.
An elf, though.
An elf.
One closer to human. He kind of waggles over at Zeihmar than we are. No, we're not quite so closely related. You would call us Eladrin.
High elves.
Do we know what Montlarin is? They're high elves, aren't they?
He's a moon elf.
Oh, okay.
They're not Eladrin.
Okay. I feel so dumb. Okay, well.
All them pointy-ear motherfuckers look the same.
Hush, Alvisstavver. All right. Well, I had to ask so that I could tell him that I asked. I kind of hate the idea of having to close the portal, but it makes sense since it's such anathema to you and so very dangerous for your world. We will see
Well-
what we can do. We've got a little time because we've got 50 years until the next time. But we will come and we will figure out how to close the portal. It's going to take, I think, more than our little group here, and we all need to heal up, and we need to get back before the next Redshift. But we have resources, and we will figure out how to close this portal.
Very well.
So that you do not have to worry about it again.
If you can do this, we'll be in your debt. Truly, our entire world, I think, can say that. But personally, I want to give you this. And he removes a horn from his pocket. And he gives it to you, Naia. And he says, we are across worlds. But should you have great need, I believe one of us will be able to hear this. So use it if necessary. And we will do what we can to help as a repayment.
Thank you. Naia bows deeply, understanding the value of this gift. A gift that spans across worlds is a very big deal.
And it is a ivory horn that is ice blue, similar to him in color and design.
Thank you very much. We will, I think I will miss you all. We became close in this brief time, but we understand the problem and we understand the danger, and we will do everything we can to close the portal for you. Enjoy your long and healthy lives.
Grinhill coughs. But they will see you off.
Okay, everybody, let's get ready to jump in. I have no idea what we have to do, but I imagine we need to grab that stone.
Oh, baby,
that should do
grab the stone. Alvisstavver says that and then just, hugs it.
Yeah, okay, so the three of you can kind of take like a running leap in there and just kind of like plop into the sludge and tap the stone with your fingertips. And you'll be back.
I'll miss that red elf.
That was quite extraordinary. As some of our adventures have gone, that was quite extraordinary.
They seemed nice.
Alright, now, does anybody have some leather? All I have is some rope, and it seemed like tying rope around this obelisk didn't teleport me. So if we're going to bring this back to the fort in order to get it to the people who can destroy this portal, like you said they wanted, we're going to have to tie and drag it.
I'm thinking that we don't move it.
Why?
Serb, is the pillar sticking out of the water?
Yeah.
How far is it sticking out of the water?
About 5 feet.
Okay, that's about what I thought. We have 50 years, Alvisstavver, until the next incidence of this. So we have enough time to get home and talk to the Brigadier and Dex and anybody else who's interested and willing to help and get them out here and get a proper expedition going to figure out what the deal is.
What do you mean?
If this portal is only open one day every 50 years,
yeah,
we don't know that moving the pillar will do anything. We don't know if it will do something. There's a whole lot of stuff we don't know. And none of us has the means with which to figure it out here on the spot.
All we do know is it's this pillar right here that's done it.
We don't know if it's the pillar or the placement of the pillar.
I'm pretty sure it's the pillar, as it is the pillar that I must grab in order to activate it.
Right, but what if it doesn't do anything unless it's in place? Like touching the other pillar on the other side. So we could bring the pillar home, and nobody can find anything because it's just a hunk of stone. We come back here and we can't do anything. We can't do crap because the pillar is now missing.
Because
right,
we already
so we have
moved the pillar in order to get it to that place in the first place. It crashed down from the big water that was above us.
But that may be where it came from.
From the water?
I mean, yeah, the water just scooped it up, lifted it, and then plunked it back down again.
I plunked it down in a 30-foot radius of where it was previously.
I don't know. We don't know what the catalyzing factors are. We don't know if it's just the stone.
Do you have detect magic?
Yeah, but I don't have it prepped, I don't think. Let me look.
It's a ritual, isn't it?
Only wizards can ritual cast without it.
Nope, I don't have it.
Well,
I have detect poison and disease.
Well, then, I entirely understand where you're coming from, but the realist point of view in me is saying that it's this pillar here that's done it, and we need to bring this pillar back. Leaving it here would be a gross irresponsibility. And even if it
except how are we going to do that without touching it?
By tying a rope around it and pulling it.
And who's going to pull that like a draft horse?
Zeihmar and me, of course.
Well, of course.
Zeihmar doesn't seem to be objecting. He seems quite silent about the matter, in fact. That seems to be a willing participant.
Well, I think part of the challenge here is that 2 out of the 3 of us are still wounded. You're fine. So,
which is why
Zeihmar's down to the last of his HP, and I don't have a way to heal him anymore because I've used up all of my spell slots.
Which is exactly
what's a hit point, Naia?
So,
yeah. Also, Naia, what's a hit point?
The last of his strength.
Zeihmar?
Thank you.
Well, I'm not against dragging this thing, but I wouldn't mind it before I.
A two-person team with some rope could probably move it with relative ease through a few days hike.
Also, a mage hand can pull, carry, and do all of that stuff for
about 10
pounds. So
yeah, well, that doesn't do anything.
That's 10 pounds plus Alvisstavver.
I mean, this thing's probably like 300.
Right. And now you can turn into a draft horse for an hour to help.
Oh, holy shit! You're offering?
Yeah, I don't think it's a good idea, but I can provide that. It only lasts an hour.
I have an 11 strength, by the way, right, sir? Not a 21 strength.
Oh yeah, you drank that potion.
I did, but I remembered to take it out of my inventory.
Yeah.
But I forgot to take it off of my strength check.
So, did you have an 11?
I'm pretty sure I had an 11. That's what I was asking.
Okay.
Oh, I can stay in beast shape for 2 hours.
Oh, okay.
Half my druid level.
Well, there we go. And I have a.
Oh, you know what, Alvisstavver? I can look you up. See, this is why we did this. Your strength is 10.
Oh, sweet. Thank you.
Yeah.
I am a gnome, a very small person.
Alright, so, yeah, you guys can either take this or leave this. It won't cause you too much trouble to do so. So, let's make a choice.
I want to take it.
Zeihmar, do you have an opinion?
No, not really. I've been kind of, I don't know, I'm fairly indifferent to the whole thing. But if we want to try and bring the portal back to try and look into it more, I guess I'm down for that.
I can push, drag, or lift 300 pounds, so I got it. If no one will help me, I'll freaking encumber myself the entire way there. He's tying it down.
So yeah, are we gonna, I guess, like tie this up and bring it back then, or?
I guess we are. He's gonna insist.
All right then.
That sounds good to me.
All right, I'm going to Naia. Is it okay if we actually? Is there like any recoverable bark or anything like? There are trees around here. Is there anything we can make a sled or a toboggan with, rope-wise? And
I think in the interest of getting you guys back home, I think that's perfectly allowable. And I'm not going to need you to roll anything for that right now.
cool.
So after.
All right, so
day-
Naia starts off with a 2-hour wild shape in draft horse.
Okay. So after a day of traveling back, you feel the pressure of the first wave hit, and you see the redshift begin far, far away. You make it back to Fort Maricus in good time, a few days, and you're able to report in. And now it's a little late over here, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do all the math and stuff I need to do, and I'll hand out your guys' XP before next session and all that stuff. So we'll wrap that up. If you guys want to roleplay your reporting in, maybe we can do that in the yard channel.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
All right.
Sweet.
In that case, I'll toss this over to the title card.
Absolutely, so we can see that. Thank you for DMing, sir, finishing that up.
Yes, thank you guys for participating in part 2 of a session and getting in on Sunday. Not a bad backup plan.
No, I'm sorry for not making it the first time.
That's okay. So, good fight, good quest. I'll open up the session next time to everybody else this Friday, 10 p.m. And then I'll hopefully see you guys back the week after.
Righteous.
All right.
Later, everybody.
Later. Remind me to get that stuff to you guys if I don't.
Absolutely.
See you.
And see you guys later tonight, as I still will have a stream to do stuff on here. So yeah. Thank you for DMing again, sir. Everybody for coming out. Paul, fucking Zeihmar. I don't know what your what's your name? Oh no, I only know you as Zeihmar. Well, thank you for coming out, everybody. Everybody who's watching, everybody who's playing with me. You guys are fucking fantastic. See you later tonight, when I think I'll be playing some Dwarf Fortress. Till then, peace, stay fantastic, and stay safe. Good night.